Hello YouTube, and welcome back to No Stream Available, the worst and possibly the most disappointed channel in all of YouTube. I hate making videos like this, but something needs to be said. You know, I don't want to be all pompous and be all, up myself and things, but when you think something about somebody and then they end up taking you for a mug. Well, I'm afraid that this is what's happened here with this Velt swarm eater. Now, no doubt you will all have noticed that the series of videos detailing its restoration are gone, and there's a sad reason for that, to be honest. Look at me, what a knob I am. I even still care what it looks like. I ought to knock a nail through it, to be honest. Turn the rig down. What happened is I, as you all know from the videos, and as has been bandied around on the calling frequency in our area, much has been made of the fact that this had LEDs sellotaped in that looked like a child had fitted them, to be honest. And I said to Ray, at this point, the owner of this, I said to Raymond, who I used to consider I used to think was a friend of mine. I said, Ray, who's done this shit to you? Because you need to have a serious discussion with them. You remember I said that in video. You need to, whoever you got this off, you need to have a very serious discussion with them. Because, come on, we all know that you don't fit things like that. We all know that. And he said, I've not been in it, which I knew that because Ray can't handle a soldering iron. He'd just pick wrong end up. That's what an absolute simpleton he is. He said it was such and such. He charged me 70 quid for that. And I can prove it because that chat is still in the WhatsApp group where Raymond was with the rest of us. And I was very uncomplimentary. And I absolutely saw my ass. I've got to be honest, I did. I absolutely saw my ass. I really did. I was absolutely vexed. I said, 70 quid? Like I said in video, I didn't know Snap-on made sellotape. So, it turns out that Raymond had been up to his usual tricks and lied to me. He'd basically told me an absolute pack of lies. And he told everybody the same lie. He told TV Steve, Cockhead, told everybody, he told Scouse John the same lie. Everybody who asked him, he said exactly the same thing. He did charge me 70 quid. He did charge him, he definitely did. So, eventually, we got the truth out of Raymond. And then he started telling us that, no, I forgot how much you were really. It might have been 30. Knowing fine well that by now, he's definitely lying. And I've been took for a mug, and so has everybody else. And it turned out that he wasn't charged £70. He wasn't charged £60 or 50 or 40, and he wasn't even charged £30 for this. He was charged £20. So he's caused me to look like an absolute septic gland in front of everybody on the radio in our local area. I've been on camera spouting off, and I've been unwittingly hoodwinked into being dishonest with you guys. And, you know, I've dragged somebody through mud who, whilst there's no love lost between me and this guy, and I'll go into that in a second, you know what? He didn't need the amount of shit that I gave him on them videos. If I'd known the truth, yeah, alright, you shouldn't fit things in with sellotape and blue tack and that, fair enough, but yeah, fuck it, what, it might have run out of glow sticks or something, I don't know. Yeah, fuck it, 70 quid if it works, it works, 20 quid if it works, sorry. Now there's no love, now I didn't formally name the guy on the videos because, you know what, that would have been wrong. And I'm glad I had the sense not to do that. Something just seemed to tell me that something wasn't quite right. I didn't know what, but something did seem to just stick in my mind. I thought, do you know what, I'm not gonna fully name and shame him because that's not going to be fair. So I exercised some restraint and just gave him a silly nickname. What did I call him? Big T, septic piss flap, whatever. I mean, listen, me and this guy are never going to be best friends. We're never going to be best friends, me and this guy, because quite frankly, I do think he's a smug prick. He comes across like he's God. And I happen to know that he's not. But what I do know is that he didn't rob Ray. Ray made the whole thing up. Ray made the whole thing up. It was all a pack of lies fabricated by Ray. And, Ray still doesn't accept any kind of responsibility for it. He's saying things like, you're going on like I've murdered somebody. Well, hold on a minute. This could have caused far more trouble than it actually has. I mean, it's caused a lot of trouble, but this could have caused a lot more trouble. It might still, for all I know. I don't know. So, However, what I will do is I will formally apologise on this video right here and now. I'll hold my hands up and I will say, hey, look, I'm sorry about what I said. I was out of order. I went off half-cocked, and really I should have put my brain in gear before I put my mouth in gear. But you think sometimes... I mean, wow. In all fairness, I thought my friend might have told me truth. How's that for a novel idea? I thought Ray might have told me truth, for once. Bear in mind that Raymond is famous for telling lies. The amount of lies he's come out with, but just recently he's gone through a bereavement. Raymond's in court himself in some trouble for an assault charge, I believe it is. So you would think, wouldn't you, that he would probably, think, do you know what, I'm going to play it straight from here. I'm going to behave myself. I'm going to do the right thing. You would think that would be a wake up call for anybody, but not Raymond. No. So this all happened over the course of the weekend, and today is Tuesday. Today's Tuesday, and today I find a letter on the mat with this from Raymond that's supposed to make everything okay. You know, obviously there's some personal details that I've had to redact. Because, yeah, whilst you all know I'm in Manchester and such, you know, come on, let's have some privacy at least. And Ray thinks he can buy me with 20 quid. He thinks 20 quid makes it all right. Ray, I don't want your money. I want nothing more to do with you. Raymond, listen carefully, because I hope you're going to watch this video. I really, really do. Raymond, listen carefully to me, boy. You are dead to me. You fucked about with my YouTube channel, which is one of my favourite hobbies. I like helping people. You've made it so that I can't go on radio because I've got egg on my fucking face. You little poisonous cunt. You are dead to me. I told you not to contact me. I told you I was going to drop all this shit off back down to fucking Cockheads where you could retrieve it from him, because for some god-forsaken fucking reason, Cockhead and every fucker else seems to still have some fucking time for you, despite the fact that you've lied to them as well over years. Right? But this is not okay. This is not alright. This does not make it alright. This does not make this better. Doesn't make it go away. You're not gonna fucking key up with your shit-eating, squeaky little voice and fucking key your mic and fucking say, "Yeah, right there." And I'm gonna say, "Hey, Raymond, how you doing? You alright? When are you coming around for a brew?" Like normal. I'll just ignore you. I'll pretend that I can't hear you. You could be stood next to me. I just won't hear you. Because you, Raymond, are dead to me. You're dead to me. It's almost as if you've died. You are dead to me. So, I don't know. I think some people might think I'm overreacting. But, you know, Ray's pulled a stunt on me and Cockhead before. And I really did see me ass. Properly. I mean, yeah. People saw a side of me that they didn't think existed. And yeah, the old me's still in here. Whilst I'm furious, Raymond, you're just such a pathetic, worthless little maggot. You're just not worth me coming down there and slapping your fucking taste out your mouth. You're just not worth it. Because you're nothing. And you're always going to be nothing. You're worth nothing. You're a laughing stock. And you're going to end up with nothing and nobody. And you're going to die a lonely little old man with half a fucking gobful of teeth. Why would you do this shit to people who considered you to be a friend? You've been in my house. You've had fucking food in my house. You know, you've drank me fucking coffee. You've fucking, you know, you've had me hospitality. I've fucking drove you around. You know what I mean? It's like, fucking, what more do you want, Ray? What more does there have to be? What more does there need to be good enough that you consider me, or anybody else for that matter, worthy of being honest to? What does it take to get some fucking honesty from you? What does it take to get some honesty? Does anything get some honesty from you? I don't know. I despair. I fucking despair of you. And I wash my hands of you. And again, I'm saying it again because I want you to take it on board, inwardly digest it, you spastic. You are dead to me. You don't exist anymore. So, but yeah, people might think I'm overreacting, but, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I think this has damaged my YouTube channel. I think it's damaged me in terms of my radio hobby. You know, that's how I feel, and I can't help it. I just feel like this is all because Ray wouldn't know the truth if it fucking bummed him in a greenhouse. He wouldn't know the truth if it came up and fucking kissed him on his toothless gob. Seriously. You know, just fucking wow. So the other technician, like I said, bear with me because I am actually quite poorly at the minute. Things have got on top, to be fair. I'm not sure whether it's the stress or the heat or a combination of both or an infection or something, but I'm really quite ill at the moment. I've just got out of bed to do this video. And the thing with me and the other guy, the other technician, the guy who put the lights in, I mean, do you know what, mate? All I can say, well, you're not my mate, and we're never going to be mates, and that's cool with me. You know, we have had a row before. You know, sorry about that. It happens. You know, we're both big enough and ugly enough to fucking take that on chin. I get that. We both gave as good as we got. But in this particular instance, me being completely hoodwinked and lied to and taken as an absolute fucking retard by Ray, leading to me trashing you online like this, I can only apologise, and I apologise unreservedly. You didn't deserve that, as it turned out. I had no business calling you out like that. You know, I'm glad that I never named you fully and, you know, really revealed who you are. So, you know, but yeah, all I can do is apologise. I can't do any more. If there's any more I can do, hey, let me know. You know, if you want to strip to waist, make garden muddy and we can wrestle it out, fair dues, I don't know. But whatever. But listen, all I can do is apologise unreservedly. You know, hands up, you know, yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, I was given false information. I was a fool to believe Ray. And so what's going to happen now is this old shit's going to get stuck in a carrier bag and it's going to get dumped. I might wipe my ass on letter because fucking hell, Ray. Did you ever go to fucking school? Christ. I'm going to dump this whole shit into a bag and dump it at Cockhead's house, and Ray can retrieve it from there. And Cockhead, it's your fucking problem now, mate. Sorry. What can I say? It's your trouble now, mate. And yeah, that's all there is to it. So yeah, basically Raymond did his usual trick and told a pack of lies. So what do I say now? I mean, where do I go from this? I mean, drop a commenting section below. Let me know. Do you think I've overreacted? Do you think I've gone too far? Do you think I shouldn't have? You know, because even that 20 quid's going back in that fucking carrier bag and fucked off because I don't want his money. I don't want anything from him. He's dead to me. I don't want that fucking money. That's fucking filth to me. I wouldn't fucking blow my nose on that £20 note, seeing as he's touched it. So, and before I go, I just want to touch on something. I don't do this as a job. You know, I'm not a rig doctor. And I've always said this, despite what Al Capone says, you know, you're jealous because he's the rig doctor that you'll never be. I'm not a rig doctor. I'm a former car mechanic and keen model builder, bit of a dabbler, amateur paint and body man. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't do this as a job, and I don't charge people. I do my own stuff when I can. I end up doing stuff for other people because it makes them happy. And that makes me sound stupid. It makes me sound like I'm lying. But I'm not. I do this as a favour. I did this as a favour for Ray because I thought he was my friend. And yet again, he shit on me. Most of the time, people are dead grateful. They're happy. And it gives me gratification to see people happy. When they've bought a radio off eBay, and, it might be the dream radio, it might be, I don't know, it might be fucking Cobra they've always wanted, or it might be like a Multimode 2 like Carl's, or a Grant like Rupert's, or Jaff's McKinley. And just to see them happy. Just to see the face when they see that radio looking like a fresh one again. To see them reunited with it. That for me is everything. That for me is worth more than any fucking grubby little fucking £20 note from a lying bastard. That's everything. That's the only reason I do this. That and the fact that, yeah, I'm what you might call a collector. Got 1 or 2 radios myself. And yeah, some of mine have arrived in a rather dishevelled, shall we say, state, and they've needed resuscitating. They've needed a little bit of TLC in that, and that makes me happy to make things good again. I don't have many pleasures in life. I don't have much of a social life. I've chosen not to date anymore because, do you know what? I just can't be bothered. But that's because I've chosen to abstain from that. The only pleasure that I had left was my radio hobby and helping people out with the radios and doing a few of my radios and what have you. And that's all just been shit on by a little fucking cretin. So anyway, again, the other tech, listen, again, I can only apologise unreservedly. Honestly. I take back everything that I said, apart from the fact that, come on mate, sellotape, really? But hey, you do you. That's how you do it. Fair play to you, but that's not how we do things around here. But that's none of my business, and that's how it'll remain. So, like I say, drop a comment in the section below. Do you think I've overreacted? Are you even still here at this point? Have you just dropped off your perch because I'm waffling? I don't know. Am I talking bollocks? That's for you to decide. What I can tell you is that this video that I'm making to you is 100% the truth. The whole truth. Nothing but the truth. And there's no way that any of this is a lie. This all did really, really happen. And so, like, subscribe if you're not already. Drop a comment, let me know if you think I've overreacted. Say hello, call me a cunt. I don't know. Do whatever. But in the meantime, I think this one's long enough, and I think it's about time to close book on fucking Raymond and his meter. Oh, just one thing I will say. Pestering me fucking soul out about this meter. Is it ready yet? How's it coming on? How's that meter coming on? Is it ready yet, Jay? Have you done it yet? Have you started it yet? Have you started that meter yet? Yeah. Only for him to say, will you look after it until after my court date? Yeah. So he didn't need it after all. Still doesn't. But hey ho. I'll drop it off at Cockheads when I'm good and ready. If it's before his court date, fair enough. If it's not, fucking suck me balls. Anyway. I'm sorry, everybody. That's all I can say, is that I'm sorry. I really, truly am sorry. I am. All I can say is that I was lied to just the same as you were. But hopefully now the truth has set us free. Cheerio, YouTube.